Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to the latest edition of On the Move. Today we're in North Forsyth at the site of the new Exit 18. Traffic is being shifted up onto the new bridge, the overpass over 400 here at SR 369. I'm Russell Brown, Director of Communications for Forsyth County Government. Joined today on top of the bridge with John Jefferson. He's the Director of Capital Projects for Forsyth County Government. Elliott Batts is the VP of Transportation for Vertical Earth. And from GDOT is Terrance Cooper. He is the Area 1 Manager. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out here today.
Sure, thank you.
All right, well, it's a very exciting day. We're at that point now. Traffic being shifted up onto the bridge here at 369. That will be happening on Monday, April 3rd at 9 o'clock. John, give us the details. What's happening?
Sure. So Monday night around 9 o'clock, the traffic on 400 northbound will be diverted off at the exit 17. Exit at State Route 306. You'll be able to go north on 306 until you get to SR 369. You'll be able to go through that intersection or hang a left onto SR 369 heading west, and you'll get to the new ramp at the relocated entrance to Browns Bridge Church and be able to continue north on Georgia 400.
All right, so one of the detours there will also be a slight detour if you're accessing 369 for southbound traffic we'll talk about here in just a moment. But these detours are happening because the intersection is being removed here at 400. Just below us on the bridge, if you pass through this area, you know that 369 and 400 has traditionally had an intersection. Well, it's no longer going to be that case. There will now be a cloverleaf intersection here at exit 18 with on and off ramps. And of course, 369 traffic will traverse here over the bridge. You know, before we really start going any further about the details on this traffic shift, I want to talk about the bridge itself. There's been a lot of misinformation out there over the past couple of weeks and even months about some changes to the bridge when it came to the structure reinforcements for it. You know, Elliott, I'm going to talk to you about it from Vertical Earth's perspective, actually doing that work. But John, first of all, really quickly, what exactly, to recap, what's been happening over the past couple of weeks with this bridge?
Sure. There were some shortcomings in the long-term load carrying capability of the bridge that I've talked about before. It would not have been able to be widened. There were some shortcomings in the way pedestrian traffic and vehicular traffic were done in the original design that needed to be reinforced. So we worked together with our designer in GDOT and came up with what we have called the web wall. To reinforce the bridge bent to in the median to make sure that we met all of those traffic and safety and design requirements.
So the web wall now has been installed, right, Elliott? Were we at that point now where that's ready to go?
That's correct, yes. We started that back in January. Constructed a web wall from the southern end of the middle bent, which is in the median, to the northern end of that and in between the columns. It has been poured. Concrete strengths have met design strength, and we have achieved the waiting periods as required by GDOT specifications. All
right, and speaking of GDOT, Terrance, you've been involved with this project as well. Tell us from GDOT's perspective, I guess, are we up to spec? Are we ready to go at this point?
Yes, sir, we are.
That's all we need to know. So there it is. So again, the reinforcements that were put in place here over the past couple of months here in 2023 with the web wall to enhance the longevity of the bridge. It wasn't for any structural shortcomings to the point where the bridge was going to fall or needed to be removed or torn down in any way, shape, or form. That has not been the case. This simply reinforces this bridge for many decades to come now, giving this bridge a much longer lifespan. And now we're at the point putting traffic up onto the bridge again beginning Monday night at 9 o'clock. So John, we talked about traffic for northbound on Monday night, but southbound are going to see a little bit of an impact as well. Tell us about the traffic expectations people can expect when it comes to 369 when they're heading southbound on 400.
Sure. So part of the work that will happen overnight is the signal will be turned off at 369 and 400. Barrier wall will be put in the median so you won't be able to take a turn onto 369 off of 400. The ramps in the southwest quadrant of the interchange are mostly built, but the tie-in is not complete at SR 369. The contractor has 15 days once the traffic is shifted up on the bridge to accomplish that tie-in at the new signal at the Chevron gas station.
All right, so there it is. So 15 days starting Monday, April 3rd at 9 o'clock. That's where, just if you're kind of familiar where we are on the bridge, just to our west here is where that tie-in will be at for traffic coming off of 400 southbound. They will now be able to access with that ramp 369 east and west. But in the meantime, best options for a detour here, gentlemen. What can folks do to basically get to 369 during this 15-day period?
So they can continue on 400 southbound to exit 17. From there, they've got 3 options: either head east or west on 306 to 369 or Highway 9, depending on that direction that they take, or they can essentially U-turn it and get back on 400 northbound to take the off-ramp at 369 to then head east or west on 369.
All right, so there it is. Those are your traffic impacts happening immediately here with the signal being removed at 369, traffic coming on the bridge. So those are some of the detours to be aware of beginning Monday night. Now, let's shift and talk about what's happening north of 369 up at Martin Road. Currently, that is an intersection with a light. Terrance, let's talk about what's happening there beginning Monday night. There's some changes to expect on Martin Road as well.
Yes, so due to the close proximity of the exit 18, what GDOT wanted to do is to eliminate a potential hazardous conditions with cars having to stop as they're trying to accelerate getting on 400. So what we're doing is at night at 9 o'clock, our maintenance forces will come in. They'll put barrier wall in to stop people from being able to make a left-hand turn onto Martin Road going northbound to southbound, but they will be able to have access to Martin Road northbound, southbound, be able to make a right in and a right out.
Makes sense. So now with that intersection being removed at Martin Road, access still available from 400. If you're going northbound, you will be able to go east onto Martin Road there. And if you're coming off of Martin Road from the east side, you can then go 400 northbound with that right on, and vice versa for southbound. If you're heading southbound, you'll be able to take Martin Road west. And if you're coming from the west side, you will then be able to get on southbound to 400 as well. So still access available there at Martin Road, just no longer we will have an intersection there. So a lot to recap here. We'll go over it all once again here in just a moment there. We're talking about Martin Road, the traffic impact for northbound and southbound traffic on 400. But let's get back quickly here to actually 369 itself. We touched on it earlier. Traffic moving up onto the bridge here, John, on Monday night. Traffic will not be really slowed down though on 369, right?
No, there'll be a single eastbound and a single westbound lane as there is now in its current location. So capacity won't be reduced when we get up on the bridge. And then stage 2 of the project to finish the widening is to expand the width of the bridge so we get 2 lanes eastbound and 2 lanes westbound in the finished project.
Traffic impact in this area is going to be tremendous with this. The traffic flow on 369 with that intersection being removed, going to be a game changer for this area. And we're just getting started. As John mentioned, that widening coming down the road. We're what, about a year to year and a half or so around in that range?
12 to 15 months out.
12 to 15 months out with that traffic, I guess, extension here, going from 2 to a 4 lane on 369. In the meantime, though, there will be some shift, right? I mean, you're going to have traffic shifting onto the bridge on either end, east and westbound?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. But no slowdown though on 369. Traffic will be flowing here. We're very excited about that. So let's recap before we get out of here on this edition of On the Move. A lot to cover here today. Let's start with traffic heading northbound on Monday night. Again, that's April 3rd. If you're heading northbound on 400, you will have to detour at exit 17. That is State Route 306, also known as Keith Bridge Road. You're going to get off, take a right off of the bridge, and then you're going to come back, take a left onto 369. At that point, at the new intersection at Brownsbridge Church, at that light, you'll be able to get on the on-ramp for 400 northbound once again. If you're heading southbound beginning Monday night, no longer will you have access to 369. That is temporary for about 2 weeks, 15 days. There will no longer be access to east or westbound here on 369. Again, you'll have to go underneath the new exit 18, go again to exit 17, at which point you'll have 3 different options to get back to 369. You can either take a right off of the exit, you can go down 306 Keith Bridge Road, connect to Highway 9, or if you're looking to go more to the east side of 369, take a left and go over the bridge. At that point, you can connect there. Your other option, beginning Tuesday morning when northbound traffic is once again open, you could just hop back onto 400 northbound just on the other side of the bridge at exit 17. And then finally, Martin Road, again, intersection closing there. That will be closing again Monday, April 3rd, beginning at 9 o'clock. Still be able to access Martin Road with a right in or right off to on or off SR 400. I think we recapped everything right there, gentlemen. That's a lot.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very excited. All the ramps will be installed here soon. All the ramps will be open for 369 and 400, which again, the new exit 18. Very exciting. Follow us online at forsythco.com, again on our social media, and of course our friends over at Vertical Earth and GDOT as well for more information on these projects and many others around the community. For this edition of On the Move, I'm Russell Brown saying so long. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining us.